Dear students, today we will continue our lessons on transformations. We were doing enlargements. In our last lesson, we found out how to enlarge a shape from the origin. Now, today, I will focus on how to enlarge a shape from a point which is not the origin. So, we're still doing transformations, enlargements. And our objective for today is going to be to learn how to enlarge a shape from a point which is not the origin. It's going to be very similar to what we did in our last lesson, where we multiplied the coordinates. If you remember, the rule was to multiply the coordinates by the scale factor of enlargement. But this time we're going to have some extra work. So let's start with an example immediately. We're going to have a shape. We're going to call it shape A, and we're going to enlarge shape A by a scale factor of 2 from the point -3, 4. So our center of enlargement is going to be the point -3, 4. That is our center of enlargement. Okay, so we're going to enlarge shape A by a scale factor of 2 from that point. Okay, from point P. First thing I'm going to do, I'm going to call the vertices x, y, and z. Alright, x, y, and z. P is our center of enlargement. What am I going to do? I'm going to find the x and y distances from P to each vertex. So I'm going to say to go from P to vertex x. What distance should I move on the x-axis and on the y-axis? And as you can see, to go from P to x, I need to move 2 to the right on the x, so it's +2, and I need to go down 3 on the y, so -3. So right 2, down 3, or +2, -3. To go from P to y, I need to move +5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down 3. So 5 and -3, because it's down. From P to Z, I need to move 5 and go down 1. Now, what I need to do? I need to multiply by 2, because that is the scale factor of enlargement, to get my new x and y movement. Remember, we're moving these squares, okay? So multiplying by 2, this becomes 4 and -6. This becomes 10 and -6. This becomes 10 and -2. So I go and count squares. So first one, +4 -6. So +1, +2, +3, +4, and -6. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6. So this is going to be our new point x. +10 -6 is the second one, so +10 -6, so +1, +2, +3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and -6. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, and -6, and that is our new point y. plus 10 minus 2, so plus 10 minus 1 minus 2, that is our new point Z. If I now join those three, okay, I'm going to have my enlarged shape by a scale factor of 2 from that point. How do I check that I am correct in my answer? Remember, yeah, if you place your ruler and you pass it from x to x, it should pass through P. From y to y, it should pass through P. And from z to z, it should also pass through P. So they all pass through P. So I have counted well, I have done my work well, and that is a correct problem. Okay? So that's how to enlarge a shape from a point which is not the origin. Let me do another example. Okay, so let's do another example. So we're going to have a shape. Oh no. So let's draw it again, because I didn't want to fill it up. This is my shape. I'm going to call it A. Alright, this is shape A. Shape A. And we need to enlarge shape A by a scale factor of first one, 2 from the point 3,1 and by a scale factor of 1/2 from the point Q minus 1,1. Right, so those are going to be our two transformations, okay? So 2 from the point 3,1. So let's write down the point P 3,1. Okay, I'm going to enlarge that by a scale factor of 2. So I'm going to start by writing the vertices. I'm going to call them M, N, S. Alright, so, and we're going to do our usual work. So from P to M, from P to N, from P to S. How much should I move on the X and how much should I move on the Y? So from P to M, I need to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to the left and 2 up. From P to N, I need to move 2 to the right and 2 up, 2 to the right and 2 up, and from P to S I need to move 1 to the left and 2 down, 1 to the left and 2 down. Now, I need to enlarge that by 2, so multiplying this by 2, I get my new results. Alright, so multiplying by 2, I'm going to get X and Y movements. Minus 4, sorry, by 2, not by 1/2. Minus 16 and 4, 4 and 4, minus 2, and minus 4. And now I go and count squares. So P, start the first one, minus 16, so minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And 4 up, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is our first point. That is M, alright, the enlarged M. To go to N, 4 and 4, plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is my new N. And minus 2 and minus 4. So minus 1, minus 2, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. This is my new point S. That is my shape. Let's draw the shape. And that is our enlarged triangle. So that's the first one. Now, the second one, I had to enlarge from Q minus 1, 1. So that is another coordinate. Q minus 1, 1. This is Q. And I need to enlarge that triangle shape A by a scale factor of 1/2. So again, we're going to do our work, okay? I'm going to write it here. So from Q to M, from Q to N, from Q to S, X and Y distances. Alright, so from Q to M, so I have minus 1, 2, 3, 4 and up 2, so minus 4 and 2. To N I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 2. And to S I have 1, 2, 3 and minus 2. Okay, so I need to enlarge by 1/2. So multiplying that by 1/2, each one of them, I'll get minus 2 and 1, X and Y distances. Alright, I get 3 and 1, I get 1.5 and minus 1. So I go and count squares, so minus 2 and 1, minus 2 and 1, this is the first one, that's my new M. 3 and 1, so 1, 2, 3 and 1, this is my new N. And 1.5 minus 1, 1.5 minus 1, this is the new S. Alright, that is the new S. I can now draw the triangle. Drawing the triangle, as you can see, I've got that result. Okay, so that is an enlargement from a point which is not the origin. Okay, always count squares, multiply those squares by the factor, and then go and count back your squares. That's today's lesson. I hope you have understood this lesson. Have a nice day. See you next.